Introverts, Asexuals, Latinas, Borderlines. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when they tried to find a partner. I'm not the hero, bro. I'm a fucking victim. I kind of feel like I was low-key... I don't know. Like, I low-key feel like the universe was like, let's just give it all to her. And that's how I came to exist. This is slightly a rant. Anyways, let me just get into it. So basically, as per the title, I do identify as all of these things. I'm going to start off one by one. So I'm going to start off with introverted. So as silly as it may appear, I am very much an introvert. Obviously, the way that I present online isn't exactly me, but that's not to say that I'm masking. So I want to make it clear that Nicole is MDN. I am MDN, but MDN is not Nicole. There's so much more to me. And I don't know. I wish sometimes that it were easier for me to make friends and talk to people, but in real life, when I'm away from the screen and it's just me, whether it be at a party or get together, whatever, I never approach people. I just don't approach people. And it's not because I'm scared or I'm non-confrontational. I actually am very confrontational. If somebody disrespects me or makes me feel like unwanted, I will say something and do something about it. Like, I know how to stand up for myself. But what I mean is, I never make a first move, whether it be for a romantic interest or a friendship. Like, I wait for people to come to me. And it's a really bad habit because it's left me alone. And it's fine. Like, I do have a support system. I have my family and I have just a couple friends. Like, I maybe have like 2 friends that I could hit up in real life to like go out and get a drink with. But for the most part, I kind of just keep to myself. And I've always been that way, but it's become a lot more prominent in my adult life. And it's a little bit hard. But it's okay. And then moving on to the ace, I do identify as ace. I don't want to do nothing with anybody. I just don't want that, all the power to the people who do, but I don't want that. I don't want that. And then as a Latina, so I am Costa Rican. The majority of you guys may know that. And I also want to make a separate video on this because if you're not aware, Latinas in specific are very sexualized in media and just in general. Like, it's uncomfortable. And I feel weird because I like don't belong there. Like, I don't fit in that like mold that people set up for people who are Hispanic or Latino. And it just sometimes makes me feel a little bit out of place, even within like my own family and communities and stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like all of these things together are just like the most random things that the universe came up with to give to a person. And then finally, I want to talk about BPD. So for those of you who don't know, BPD stands for borderline personality disorder. So I do consider myself borderline. When you talk to people who have BPD, they'll either, they'll address themselves as borderlines, or they'll just call themselves a person with borderline personality disorder. I do consider myself either or, like, it doesn't offend me. But basically, a lot of people confuse BPD with bipolar disorder. So bipolar is completely separate. They can kind of like, you can have both, but I have been diagnosed with BPD for years now, clinically diagnosed. So this isn't a self-diagnosis. And also, I just want to say, I am not like a psychologist or nothing. I'm just kind of talking like about my own experience living with this, personality disorder. So don't use this as a tool to self-diagnose. If you think you may be, you might have BPD or some other kind of personality disorder, whatever it may be, please go and get seen. There are, doctors and people who can properly diagnose you and then give you a right course of action. So the main difference with BPD and bipolar is that bipolar is a more chronic, it's a longer lasting kind of disorder. So people can go weeks feeling euphoria and or mania, and they're just so they're just there, like they seem perfectly fine, and then they have these long windows of depression and anxiety, and obviously like it mixes throughout and stuff, but it's a much longer term kind of disorder. Whereas with BPD, every day it's a struggle. It's such a struggle, guys. Every day, like, I can wake up in the morning and just feel so excited for my day, feel so happy, and then it's usually, for me, there's triggers, so specifically hormonal triggers, but also social triggers. So people with BPD, they're very in tune with their environment and the people that they are around. And it doesn't make any sense because, again, I said that I'm an introvert, but still, like, I do have like my family and some people around me. And so we're very, very in tune with how they perceive us and social perception. And it sucks because I can go from loving and wanting to spend all my time with somebody to never wanting to hear about them again. The minute that I feel disrespected or just, I don't know, taken advantage of, like, it's such a quick and unconscious decision. Like, it's a defense mechanism. Like, the moment, for example, I had a friend and they meant a lot to me, and then they said something to me, and even though this friend meant a lot to me, as soon as they said something to me which was just very mean, it was literally out of nowhere, like, I did not provoke it, I was being very kind the entire interaction, and then they said something, there's like a switch in my brain where I can just like completely not want to have anything to do with them. Like, it's very easy for me to just, I don't want to say toss people out because I'm not that kind of person. It's just, like I said, it's a defense mechanism. And so if I feel unwanted, disrespected, bullied, whatever it may be, I can very immediately get rid of them. So no, I did not murder anyone. But that's just kind of how it is. So that is another huge barrier to me with my relationships, whether it be friendship and platonic or even familial relationships sometimes. And then, of course, romantic interests. But the only people who are immune to that kind of switch in my brain of being completely forgotten are my immediate family. So my mom, dad, brother, and sister, they are the only people who I've gotten into several altercations with, and I've never, ever, ever once actually thought about leaving them or whatever it may be. Like, they are my everything, and they're the only people who are really immune to that. But everybody else, friendships, I've had relationships, I've had partnerships and whatever it may be, as soon as I feel disrespected, I can throw them out. And it sucks because I don't want to do that. Thankfully, there are courses of action that can be taken for people with BPD. And so for me specifically, that's by method of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. That really helps me. And what basically goes on is so also some people might think that therapy is stupid, but it's so helpful, and it's helped me manage my kind of episodes very well. But basically, they help you identify triggers, and they also help you navigate how you should respond to those. So something that I tend to do that a lot of you may not know is when something doesn't go my way, I immediately think it's the end of the world. And that's really dangerous. That's really bad. And here's the other thing. I'm aware of this. I am aware of this, and I know that's not right to do, but I do it anyways. Like, my brain just automatically, like, the minute something doesn't perform the way I want it to, I immediately think, oh, like, damn, like the universe hates me, everyone hates me, like nobody cares about me. Like, I go from like, just neutral to complete like catastrophe, disaster mode, like everything is over, the world is ending. And that's not how a normal brain should think, in all honesty. So I've been able to kind of just get a bit more in tune with my emotions and also reality, because here's the thing, like I've had to you're training yourself. That's what this is. You're actively training yourself to recognize patterns of destructive behavior, and that has really helped me a lot. Now I'm able to be a bit more mindful with relationships. I'm talking platonic, like with friendships. Like, you know, friends will have arguments and they will have disagreements, and I've been able to maintain the few friendships that I do have by recognizing that. And also just with me personally, like if something doesn't go my way, you know, nobody hates me, the universe isn't out for me, like that's not what's going on, it just didn't work out. And it's a whole brain rewiring that you have to do, and it's been very helpful for me. So anyways, all of these things just make it really, really hard to date and have a stable relationship. And if I'm being completely honest with y'all, of course I want a relationship. Like, of course I want somebody, and I don't want to get all sappy and like, oh, soulmates and like, oh, like the love of my life. Like that shit cringes me out. But like, of course I would like a partner and I would like somebody to be with. Maybe it's just not my time, and that's okay. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to rant a bit, talk a bit about that. And yeah, I mean, let me know if you suffer if you suffer with being Latino, or if you suffer with being asexual. No, I'm just kidding. But let me know, you know, your thoughts on this, and if you've experienced anything similar. As always, wish y'all an amazing day. Stay safe, and remember that you're very loved and the world is not ending, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. Bye.